So David, we're here at Badminton. Hannah said she was going to go and walk the course after dressage. Did you walk it with her, or have you?
Nope. That was her first time, so she was going to go off and do that on her own. I think everybody's walked it once, and then we'll, or some of us twice. And then we're actually going to then walk it, because I think there's a lot of thinking, and I really want the riders to kind of make a lot of plans themselves, and then let's talk about it. You know, about back and forth.
So you've walked it twice already?
Yeah, 1.5 times. Yep. Let's come back.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's very, very strong. The waters are all very strong. Some of the places where, I mean, you can walk it 10 times, you're not going to know until you get in there about what your instinct. It's a very instinctual course, and I think that's going to be the big part about here, is having the horses, you know, out in front of the leg and sharp, but then your instincts of supporting what they're going to need is going to be a huge, huge, huge part of this course this weekend.
And of course, Hannah and Lynn are on two great cross-country horses. They've got Land Rover Grants to come here with an eye, I imagine, to looking towards cross-country horses at Tryon next year.
Yeah, I mean, they're great. They're very, very experienced horses. I mean, and most of those are, right? So the riders, even though this is all their first Badminton, their time, they've got experience, and but it's not the American style of course. And it's not the American style of courses that they've been brought up on. This is a different style of course, and they're going to have to step up to the plate and be very instinctual about what they're sitting on at that moment. That's going to be the difference. I mean, our American courses have a lot of rhythm to them, more open distances, and this is something where footwork is going to be very, very important, and not dictating the number of strides. You're not going to know, and so it's a different style, and but that's what happens when you compete around the world, what you need about competing around the world, and so this would be a great step for them, and they totally have the technique and the ability and the aggression and sitting on the horses to be able to do it.
And everyone we've talked to, every single rider this morning has said it's the biggest, boldest, toughest Badminton that they've seen in years, and it's Eric Winter's first year designing, and he's a rider that when I was riding, when you were riding, he was riding. Does it remind you of the courses when you were riding back then?
Yeah, but there's also the technical side, like the upper pond. I don't know what it's not the cold pond, but the other one.
Yeah.
We didn't really see a lot of those type of things when we were doing that. They were more didn't have those type of angles and the footwork at the same time. I mean, we jumped here, bowled in, bridge, going on 4 strides, bounce out type of thing. But to have something where you don't quite know what the horses are going to do, and seeing the angles now, that's very, very different from my time. He's been very imaginative, using a lot of different types of shapes, from upright gates to airy verticals on top of mounds to tricaners on top of mounds. So it's very, very imaginative. There's a great mixture of things. So it's a little bit different in that way.
And you must have been proud of the way that Hannah and Lauren were in the arena.
Yeah, I mean, they're very professional. These are very good riders, and they've got some experience underneath their belt. They've been in places in this type of atmosphere. They're the type of people that type of atmosphere is not going to bother them. They're going to go out there and do their professional job, and that's what we look for all weekend. But they have that type of mentality that coming into their first Badminton in the ring, they're just going to do their best job, and doesn't matter whether it's a Badminton ring or at home ring. That's the job they do, and they have that type of mentality.
Great, thanks a million, and we'll catch up with you later in the weekend.
Great, thanks.